It's the fate of Telangana, the fate of Andhra Pradesh and the fate of Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi's image makeover now hinges on one letter of the English alphabet, and this letter is T. T for Telangana.
That's right. The protests over the Telangana bill today derailed Parliament, laying to waste the first day, which means that now only 11 days are left for Rahul to redeem his image and deliver on the promise of change that is represented by the 6 game-changing anti-graft bills he hopes to have passed in this session of Parliament.
But on the evidence of what we have witnessed today in Parliament, it seems that Congress's Telangana bright idea is now holding hostage Rahul's Change India dreams. It's this man who stands to lose the most if this session is a washout. He is counting on 6 legislative arrows to help him hit the electoral bullseye. But the deadly tea company stands between him and history. Anti-Telangana and pro-Telangana MPs, collectively called the tea company, storming the wells of both houses, stalling proceedings and forcing adjournments.
Honourable members will personally hand over slips at the table immediately as per practice. The House stands adjourned to meet tomorrow, the 6th February.
Outside, the scene was no different.
We also condemn the attitude of the Chief Minister. As a Chief Minister, he is not a Chief Minister to us right now. Because Chief Minister has to look into all 3 regions into one aspect.
This is the people's anguish we are representing here, that's it. We are being a people's spokesperson, that's it. As a people's representatives, it's a people's anguish we are just presenting here.
The day lost means that now Rahul only has 11 days to create history.
बिल आएगा कैबिनेट में क्लियर होने के बाद आ जाएगा.
This is the Congress worst game. They have ditched Telangana for 56 years and they are ditching it now.
The Congress will have to choose fast between saving Rahul's agenda or passing Telangana. If it fails on Telangana, it will lose out in Andhra. And if it fails Rahul, then it stands to lose India. The dilemma throwing up a basic question: has the Congress's Telangana gambit cast a shadow over Rahul's national prospects? Bureau Report, News X. All right, simple, straightforward questions. Let's open it up to our panel of guests this evening. Representing the TRS and the pro-Telangana lobby, K.T. Ramarao of the TRS. Also from the Congress, Brijesh Khalappa, a national spokesperson of the Congress. We also have with us in the studio PullaRao, a political analyst, as well as Madhav Nalapat, who's of course the editor of the Sunday Guardian. Brijesh Khalappa, let me put the direct first question to you. You had promised this nation as game-changing anti-graft ideas. You have lost 1 to the Telangana protesting MPs. You might lose the 11. Why are these MPs who are protesting in Parliament not being suspended?
Well, you see, Telangana is a highly contentious issue because this is the first time when 50% of the GDP of any state which is being bifurcated it's almost an equitable bifurcation, in the sense that 50% of the GDP virtually is going to go to each state. And this is the very first time such a massive bifurcation is being done, 1. And 2, that this is the very first time in which the state capital is
Brijesh Khalappa, we understand the Brijesh Khalappa, we understand the complication, but please sir, answer my question. You have gone through all the committees, you've gone through all the processes, you have a bill that's been cleared by cabinet, it's now pending before Parliament, you got 11 days, pass it, end the protest and pass it.
No, end the protest. No, we don't have a magic wand to end protests. I'm sorry if you think we have a magic wand, because you see, as the Congress party firmly believes in its democratic traditions, and we are not the kind of party which is going to suppress democratic voices. So the democratic voices will be allowed to express their opinions.
Okay.
So we can't quell them.
Well, stay with us, Mr. Khalappa. Let's also bring in Mr. K.T. Ramarao, MLA of the TRS, who's joining us at the moment. Mr. Rao, I want to understand from you, do you think that this is something like a fixed match that's really going on at the moment in the parliament, because it's not like the Congress party was not aware of this sort of a rebellion within its own camp in Andhra Pradesh, and today we're seeing that the parliament is being stalled, this very contentious bill that is not being able to see the light of the day because of Congress as well as the BJP today, who seems to be dilly-dallying on the entire issue of bifurcation. Where do you see the Congress and the BJP really playing a serious role when it comes to the bifurcation of Telangana? Mr. Rao.
Well, firstly, I don't agree with this mutually exclusive argument that if Telangana bill is brought to the fore of the agenda, then the other agenda of the parliament gets derailed. I don't agree with that argument at all.
Okay.
And secondly, the whole concept that Congress party or Bharatiya Janata Party, fixing a match and all that, one thing remains a fact. All of these parties had made a commitment to the people of Telangana, understanding fully well the nuances of their positioning, and now is the time, because this is the last parliament session, we believe that this is the time where they have to stand up, be counted and deliver on the promise they've made. Irrespective of what happens in the parliament today or tomorrow, we believe that once the bill actually is put to vote, 2/3 of the majority will be obtained.
Okay, all right. Let me give Brigesh Khalappa an option. In fact, we are being told that as we are speaking, protests are still going on by the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister. Mr. Khalappa, democratic tradition perhaps at its best, because your own state Chief Minister is protesting on the streets. He's speaking out. Let's listen in quickly to Mr. Kiran Kumar Reddy.
Representatives, our central ministers, MPs, ministers from Simandra, MLAs, MLCs have met the President and requested that this is the first time that a resolution requesting for partition of the state or division of the state has been unopposedly rejected by the state legislature and the council. We have requested that the state should be kept united. The will of the people of Andhra Pradesh is reflected in the unopposed resolution. 75 to 80% of the people want that the state should be united. Where a division has to take place, it should be for the better of the people of all regions. But in this particular case, the people of Telangana are going to suffer tremendously due to lack of water, that is the river water distribution, because they become an upper riparian state and they will lose literally 11 lakh acres of water which they can utilize now. They will have severe power problems, and from the Simandra, we will have problems of education which is totally Hyderabad centric. We will have problems with medical facilities which is all in Hyderabad. So people of the state of Andhra Pradesh, that is Telangana, Andhra and Rayalaseema, are going to have lot of problems if the state is divided. So we requested that as state division should be for the betterment of the people of all regions, but this is going to deteriorate. The position of the people is going to deteriorate and people are going to have problems by the division. We requested the Honorable President to use his powers to see that the state is united as per the Constitution. Because the will of the people of Andhra Pradesh is to see that the state is united. That is what is reflected in the State Assembly and in the Council. Thank you very much.
All right, you've been listening in to what I'm sure Mr. Khalappa would call the democratic voice within the Congress. Kiran Kumar Reddy explaining why he and his people, his supporters, want a united Andhra. Brigesh Khalappa, let me ask you a larger question. Rahul Gandhi promised this nation just a week or so ago 6 bills to fight graft and fight corruption. Are you afraid All right, Brajesh Khalapa, hang on. I think there are a few more words being put by Kiran Kumar Reddy. Let's listen it again.
Assembly law, council law, unchallenged ga ee reorganization bill ni danni వెనకాలకి పంపించి దాన్ని రిజెక్ట్ చేయటం జరిగింది, దాన్ని తిరస్కరించడం జరిగింది. ఈ నేపథ్యంలో మనకు
pretty much repeating what he's already said there, Kiran Kumar Reddy. Brajesh Khalapa, let me go back to that pointed question I was going to ask you. 6 bills were promised in this 11-day, 12-day session in Parliament. You missed one day. A pointed question, are you not concerned now, Brajesh Khalapa, that for the sake of the Telangana bill and the protests that are happening in your house, Rahul's promise to the entire nation and a key election plank for you is going to be lost?
Sorry if you think that, we are a party which is only aimed at winning elections. Elections come and go. You win some, you lose some. I'm sorry if you have an impression that the Congress party is only interested in winning elections. The Congress party as a structure works exclusively for the betterment of the people, and these 6 bills are meant to alleviate the life of the people in the sense that graft will be completely contained. Please, after having put that aside, now you see Mr. Kiran Kumar Reddy has made some comments. One, he mentions that, the majority is against division. But you see, under Article 3 of the Constitution, it is not really about, majority or minority. It's only about expressing his views. The state's views have to be sought. This is what Article 3...
No, but Mr. Khalapa, the point is that if the state views have to be sought, it's not for the first time that these views are being addressed by the state people. It's something that the Congress party itself, the Central High Command, has been pretty much aware, and thus we're asking you time and again because there is very little time. And I'm going to bring in Mr. PullaRao on that. Mr. PullaRao, like we are putting out this major question today, it seems it's a dilemma for the Congress. It's a tough choice. Whether the number game belongs to just the seats from Andhra Pradesh or how they have to please the nation with 542 seats, because those anti-graft bills are the bills that will get the necessary votes that the Congress party needs on the plank that will fight the people with for, which is the anti-corruption plank. Whereas it's a couple of seats in Andhra Pradesh. Mr. PullaRao.
Absolutely. If the kind of emphasis that Mr. Rahul Gandhi is placing on these bills, the whole campaign, the whole media thrust of the Congress party, it will collapse if these bills are not passed. It will seem that he was just paying lip service. As far as Telangana is concerned, it's a controversial issue. Some people want it, some people don't want it. So far, you will understand, from August 1st, neither Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi has uttered a single word or even mentioned the word Telangana. It's not of primary importance. They fully understand. Also, it is a trade-off. If they want these 6 bills to be passed and they want to go ahead saying that they're for clean governance, clean government, and they want to be anti-corruption, and Rahul wants to develop his image, he has no option but to kind of give a reorientation to the parliament's policy of what his party wants to do. If he carries on getting into this controversy, I am sure these bills will not pass.
They will not pass, and the controversy, of course, being created in parliament, interestingly, by both the BJP and the Congress allowing its MPs to protest. Remember, the Speaker decides whether they suspend or not, and the BJP raising in-principle issues with suspending sitting MPs. K.T. Ramarao of the TRS, it seems nobody wants to deliver Telangana to you, sir, before the 2014 elections. It seems it's politically convenient both for the BJP and the Congress. Are you disappointed, sir, with the BJP, which now seems to be suggesting that all the views of all the regions must be considered with Rajnath Singh meeting Simhandra leaders?
Well, let me first ask you why you are coming to such a broad conclusion that none of them are interested. If the Congress party was not interested in bringing the bill to the parliament, they would not have put it in the agenda in the Business Advisory Committee meeting yesterday. So let's not make sweeping remarks and come to a broad conclusion that Telangana is not going to happen.
Because there is no clear line on whether or not you are going to be supporting the Congress further. Because if this is delivered, we know that there could be a support for the Congress party from TRS, and that's why you're being a little soft on what the Congress is mulling right now.
No, all I'm saying is don't jump to conclusions without getting your facts fully right. Even the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, who has just met the President of India, is trying to mislead this country. He keeps harping on the fact that the bill has been voted back or rejected, which is not true. All that has been voted on, in fact through a voice vote in the din, was a resolution moved by the Chief Minister after the bill was discussed, after all opinions have been expressed, either in writing or in speech, Therefore, there's nothing.
Okay, but there's a problem. There's a problem for you. There's a problem for you, K.T. Ramarao, which is, of course, that the Congress is not just eyeing the Andhra seats, both from Telangana and from Simandhara, but the rest of India. Madhav Nalapat, 543 seats is the Congress is up for grabs in 2014. Yeah, how many of them? Hang on. K.T. Ramarao, I'll give you a chance to talk. Let me bring in Madhav Nalapat, who's been waiting patiently. Madhav Nalapat, Rahul had an agenda. He tried to re-energize this Congress on this 6-point agenda during his sort of convocation address. Is that agenda being floundered, and is the Congress willing to sacrifice Telangana to meet that agenda?
Well, the fact of the matter is that Rahul Gandhi has not been made a cabinet minister. He has not really taken over any responsibility in government. So he's still an untested quality. Now, he has clearly gone on record that he wants these bills to be passed. He wants this legislation to be passed. It's very, very clear that that's what he wants. Now, the question is, what kind of a leadership style does Rahul Gandhi have? You've got two contrasting leadership styles, apart from the Congress. You've got Narendra Modi, you've got Arvind Kejriwal. Now, Narendra Modi says, I'm decisive, I'll get things done, no matter how. I'll break a few eggs, but I'll make myself and you an omelette. Now, Arvind Kejriwal says, democracy, democracy, democracy. Let's consult the people for everything. My own view is, I think, the danger is that Rahul Gandhi is going so much the Kejriwal way that he's going to have a complete washout in parliament, and he's going to be shown as incapable of governing. The people of this country are not going to vote for a Congress party if its standard bearer is seen by them as incapable of governing.
Indeed, I want to bring in Mr. Khalapa on that point. Mr. Khalapa, you must have heard Professor Nalapat, and I'm going to take a cue from that. You know, if this kind of chaos continues in the parliament, you lose out on two important issues. A, you lose out on that discussion on Telangana. B, you're losing out on Rahul's new laws he wants to bring in. So what is the Congress party really left with? Let's just say if we go by you, it's not interested in really winning elections, but you lose face on both the issues. Mr. Khalapa.
No, I don't agree with Mr. Nalapat's view. I don't agree with Mr. Nalapat's view. You see, the fact is that when Rahul Gandhi takes a proactive step, then it also means that, democracy is being muzzled. And we don't want to give that impression. We are not the kind of people who are going to muzzle opinions. Opinions are welcome. You see, you have to understand that this is the very first time. This option was always there with the NDA to bifurcate the state when they did 3. Why did they not bifurcate at that time? This is a very highly contentious issue. We have had the guts to take on a very highly contentious issue and to try to resolve it. Now, please let us.
You've taken it on, Mr. Khalapa. You've taken it on, but you haven't delivered it. That's the problem. That's the problem. K.T. Ramarao. Before I go back to PullaRao and Madhav Nalapat in the studio, K.T. Ramarao, straightforward question. The fact remains that are you concerned as the TRS agenda for these remaining 11 days in Parliament is Rahul's 6 bills and not the Telangana bill?
No, absolutely not. In fact, Telangana is a high priority item and the union government has made it clear. We are confident that the bill will be introduced, but we request the Bharatiya Janata Party to cooperate. If the Simandhara Congress MPs or the Telugu Desam MPs belonging to the Simandhara region, if they agitate against the bill, which they have been doing in the last session as well, let them be suspended so the business can be carried on, and we request the BJP to support the move.
Right, stay with us. I want to bring in Mr. PullaRao. Mr. PullaRao, the BJP and other parties have in word at least been talking about they're in favor of Telangana formation, but we haven't seen the BJP really bailing the cornered Congress out at this point in time. Mr. Rao.
You see, political parties are there to win elections. Political parties have to win elections. They are not there as NGOs to issue statements and do some funding business. If BJP has realized that let's talk about Telangana and Andhra will get it no dividends. It gets nothing from Telangana and it will get hostility from Andhra. By this stance, it can never reach a magic figure. If 2014 are not about elections, they're just about some kind of game.
All right. Madhav Nalapat, I'm totally out of time. I want to leave some closing words for you. 17 seats in Telangana, 17 seats. Is it worth it for the Congress to sacrifice Rahul's agenda and focus on Telangana in this session of Parliament?
Look, he has got to show that he runs a disciplined party. Now, Kiran Kumar Reddy is talking as though this is India and Pakistan, 2 separate countries.
Right.
That the people of Andhra will not give river water to the people of Telangana. People of Telangana will not allow the people of Andhra into Hyderabad. Of course, the TRS also is to blame because they had an extreme regionalist position and they were really very, very nasty and negative about people from Seemandhra and saying that they'll have no place in Hyderabad.
Right.
So both sides, frankly, have been behaving as though this is India, Pakistan.
Well, the next 10 days.
Two parts of one country.
Absolutely. And the next 10 days, you will agree, are extremely crucial for the Congress party to deliver what it has been promising to the people of the country. We'll have to leave it at that for now, though. Mr. K.T. Rama Rao, Mr. Brijesh Khalapa, Mr. PullaRao, and Professor Nalapalava, thank you very much indeed for joining us with your perspective and inputs on the creation and formation of Telangana and what these next 10 days really mean for the Congress party. We'll have to leave it at that. We'll slip into a short break. Headlines and top stories will continue.